It was time for our 2-day cycling adventure.
The uphill.
As usual, it started with an uphill stretch, although this time I was weighed down by camping equipment.
Coming over the top, west side.
It was pretty smooth going even with the extra weight.
Approaching Batsy, you can bypass it and go straight to the curve. And get latte. The other side of Batsy, here it is. Bit of a hill.
It felt about time to stop for a banana. It wasn't much longer before we were at the port, where we decided to get some pastries and have a latte. It was then off to
Hiatus,
where we'd camp for the evening. We were becoming vaguely aware of a particular pattern: uphill followed by downhill. We quickly checked out the beach before heading for some refreshments. We ordered some bits of food and some beers, which caught the attention of a little four-legged friend. It was then back to the beach to deploy for the evening and hopefully consume some of the food in my pack. We tested a few other things as well.
Okay, time to test out this theory. Because the gas canister didn't work, we needed to make a fire.
Shall I pour you some wine, Dave?
That would be an excellent idea, please, Dione. How convenient! Whoever came up with an idea as good as that?
Let me introduce you my friend. We came across Milky Jolene.
It took ages before the food was even ready. Then it was off for a few more beverages.
Looks like we've been guilted into a fucking meal.
There's more to come.
Meatballs to come. We thought it was just beers in the World Cup.
The next day I woke up early to pack up and get ready for the ride ahead. We said goodbye to the nice little bay before heading up the hill we'd enjoyed coming down.
Fuck, made it to the top. Gonna head back down to the port, get some food and water, carry on to Batsy and then make a decision there which way to go.
It must be said that the downhill was somewhat more enjoyable than the uphill, something we'd hope to cash in on later in the day. We grabbed a few bits from the bakery, including Red Bulls.
Mom and Dad really good.
leaving for Batsy.
Just before Batsy, it was time to head east and up. We stopped off at a town to top up our water in preparation for the biggest ascent of the day.
More hills. That's where we're going.
And on it went. It was time for a quick map refold, or else we'd end up going off the edge. An hour and a half in and we were still only halfway up. Although the ascent had basically turned us into slow-moving sweat pumps, it must be said the views were pretty amazing. Plus, we knew eventually, once we got over the hill, it'd be downhill fun, all the way to Andros.
Fucking still more to go.
One last climb, then it was time for a piece to camera.
This has got to be the over the top to be all over the fucking tops.
After 3 hours of up, it was time to enjoy some down.
Okay, a picture. So we go through and then just keep on. Look for signs of people. Look at this! Look at this!
We stopped off in a Pika to drop in on Theoni's friend John, who kindly gave us some refreshments.
Oh.
And so it will probably just be filler footage.
I don't come
you know.
out well. I'm so vain. I hate pictures of me that I will look so bloody miserable all the time.
But it's not a picture, it's a video.
Yeah, so it's like 25 pictures a second.
Yeah.
We weaved through the only shade of the day before continuing on.
Righto. This time the beer was well earned. Cheers.
Λοιπόν, πέρασε από το κτήμα κατά καλές και τέτοια.
Final hill.
The final ascent was at hand, as was my access to the cross dissolve tool, which I used extensively to indicate time passing. Except for the final walking bit. After a day on the road, we'd made it back.
Finito la musica, passando la fine.
Wow.